Hi, welcome back to my channel. So I am back with a further 5 family meal ideas. Last week in my video I asked you what food type stuff you would like to see, and there were tons of requests. So what I'm going to do is make Sunday over here on the channel my food type topics. I will continue to upload my hauls and mummy type stuff during the week, but just if you're looking solely for the food stuff, you know, over here on a Sunday that's what you will find. It will be a lot of these meal ideas along with other food related stuff. So if you do happen to be a viewer or you're new around here, do make sure to hit subscribe and also that little bell next to it so you do see the videos when they're uploaded. But anyway, hopefully you enjoy. I'm just going to show you what dinners my family of 7 enjoyed this week. So for the first night's tea, I'm using up some homemade pesto, and I love making it in bulk. We're going to have it with gnocchi, some pine nuts, some new potatoes and asparagus, and lamb steaks for myself and Alistair. So we are having it separate dinners but at the same time. So the gnocchi is easy, 3 to 4 minutes, and we add through the pesto and snip through some asparagus. The kids had quite a heavy lunch, so they're just going to have this small portion with a little bit of parmesan on top and then some garlic bread. And then for our lamb steaks, I've just done them simply for 5 to 7 minutes and added a little bit of black pepper for my asparagus, topped it with pesto. We're having it with some new potatoes and a few little vine tomatoes as well, and just one of those simple easy teas. Then the next night we're going to have a midweek beef roast. So I'm coating it with salt, pepper and some whole grain mustard, and I usually roast it on a bed of onions and a few cloves of garlic, and that way I get a really nice rich gravy. A couple of times you've asked me how I make my gravies. So first up, with the beef, I do put it on a high temp of 20 minutes to get that nice charred edging, and that gives you a nice rich gravy. I leave it to rest and still let the juices run out because it's quite pink still inside. And then what I do basically is put everything through a sieve. So I get my residual liquid and then I pulp down my onions and my garlic, particularly the garlic, and get loads of the juice out of that. So with the rest of the liquid, I will just cook that on a very low heat, add in some flour, and I'll taste as I go. I've added a little bit of mustard there for a bit more of a kick, and as it thickens, it's just really nice and tasty. So there we go, that's our midweek roast dinner. I've kept it pretty simple with the vegetables, no Yorkshire puddings, we do that in the weekend. So some roast potatoes, Alistair and mine. We've went for mixed veg, broccoli, cauliflower and just some simple boiled carrots. And then baby Pearl's eating with us as well. She absolutely loves a roast dinner. And yep, just a midweek roast, you can't really beat it. So as you know, I always use my leftovers to make another dinner with a roast. So I'm taking the slices of beef and I'm going to do a convenient option tonight and use black bean sauce. This is actually the night before, so what I'm going to do is marinate the slices of beef. I don't usually use anything from a jar, but this is from a Chinese supermarket and it's really good. I use 3 scoops of the jar mixture, and then I add probably about 80 to 100 mils of just plain water. I mix it all through, just enough basically to coat the beef, and then I just mix it through. I'm doing this so that the beef is really nice and moist. I find when I'm doing leftovers with beef, I do tend to do it in a curry or a stroganoff, something with a lot of moisture so it doesn't dry out. So that is it done for the evening. The next day all I've got to do is prep the veg. So in a little bit of sesame oil, I'm frying off some baby corn and mushrooms. Black beans also delicious with pepper. And then I'm adding a bit of the jar mixture along with all that beef, and you can already see the juices that are there, so it's quite a nice thick consistency. And then I just really want to heat that through in the wok. It's already been cooked, so we don't want it to be coming tough. And then I just taste as I go. If I was making this from scratch, it would take a good hour, but it was super convenient, and we're just having it with plain boiled rice. The kids really like that, and for a midweek dinner we don't need any extras or spring rolls or anything like that, and the boys like theirs all mixed through together. So the next evening, one of my favourite meals, just one pot meal. I've got my cubed potatoes with the skin still on, a little bit of olive oil and some salt, and that's going to go in the oven for 20 minutes. I've got 3 chicken fillets, a chorizo sausage. I will only use about half of this. And then for the vegetables, 2 red peppers. I'm going to cut those up and de-seed them. I've got a few little tomatoes I'm just throwing in that need juicing up. Some onions, I'm using shallots. We've got a passata, and for our spices, some paprika and oregano. Basically, it's all in one pot. It's very easy. due to the size, I do have to do it separately. But we are having our chicken and our chorizo together. I've chopped up the peppers, our garlic is crushed, and I've got the little shallots. And really all you're doing is combining it all together. Adding in that jar of passata, that's probably about 800 mils. And then all you want to do is give it a good mix through. I'm adding in some paprika and a good dose of oregano, and there's quite a smoky flavour off the chorizo sausage, so I'm mixing that through. And really all you're going to do is pop it into the oven until everything is cooked and the juices break down, so probably a good 20 to 40 minutes. You could have your potatoes in all together, it's just because there's so many of us. And that is it all plated up. I love these type of meals. It's quite carb heavy, but my kids like the bread as well, just to dip into the nice yummy juices, and there's very little dishes. So for a Friday evening, the two youngest boys are actually at Granny's, so we're going to have 4 fillet steaks. I asked the kids what they fancied and that's what they wanted. Mine and Alistair's are larger, and then we've got Dylan and Lola's. I'm going to make a creamy peppercorn sauce. I personally prefer a really punchy pepper sauce, but so that they can take it, we'll make it creamy. We're having it with French green beans and some vine tomatoes, and I'm just parboiling my little cubed potatoes. And I'm going to make rosemary and thyme potatoes, so I'm just cooking them off in a little bit of oil and basically move them around the pan really quickly. I've got the steaks going there in the butter, and because it is the weekend, we'll cook them nice and proper in the butter. I've just seasoned them with salt and pepper as well. Me and Alistair like ours medium to well done. The kids like theirs well done, so we just put them all in at once, and then once they're cooked, I'll leave them to the side to rest. And so for my peppercorn sauce, it's mainly crushed peppers, Dijon mustard and cream. Like I said, I've kept it pretty mild. My French beans have been blanched, and I'm cooking them in the pan that I did the little rosemary potatoes. That way we're using up the juices. The same with the tomatoes in the steak pan, and everything's just cooking away while the steaks are resting. Then I'm going to pull out my potatoes from the oven. They're now cooked, and I'm just adding, for a little bit of extra indulgence, some grated Parmesan cheese on the top, and this just gives them a delicious taste. So here we are, our peaceful Friday night, just the 4 of us, our steak dinner. The kids like their peppercorn sauce on the side, and that's mine and Alistair's. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Please do give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe for Sunday videos. Thanks very much for watching, guys.